guys, it's me, Willie. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, I know you're probably expecting Atari, but he gave me the rock today, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna be kind of hosting the stream today. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, let's get a round up. So just gonna go ahead and thank everyone. Yeah, man. So Jajolian, thanks for coming by. Mateo DPZ, Top Hat Macadamia, Alton. Who else? Good quality content. Vegeta Scales, Shakar Brown, Retrap Gaming, Majdil Alasaid. I'm sorry, I can't say that. That looks like, I mean, no disrespect, your name kind of looks like something off the back of a honey bun. You know, like dimethylfolisiloxane or like those chemical, whatever. Thank you everyone for coming through. Retrap Gaming, unfortunately, Atari is he's chilling out right now. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna be doing this thing, you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're gonna look at the Versus Battle Wiki, and we're gonna talk about things that they get wrong. I think that's a good place to start. I mean, don't you guys agree? So yeah, why don't we get started? So, I mean, it's an Arab name. Majdil. Majdil Saeed. Okay, I see. Well, we're gonna go away and go ahead and take a look at some of these. Ultimate Goji 5738 says, statement saying someone can destroy a planet doesn't mean can destroy a large planet. I mean, yeah, but you have to think that that's like also like very vague. So like when we look at it from that perspective, planet's just like a blanket term. So like they could mean large planet. So we shouldn't like doubt what they could do. Like it's very clear. Like that if they can blow up a planet, I don't see why, you know, larger planets can't count. Like I want to see where the heck they put. Okay, so My Hero Academia. Guys, what do you think is like a good anime to like look at? Because like, you know. Exactly. Alton gets it. That's exactly it. Because ultimately, like, there's so much contextualization. Like in Japanese, the word hoishi could sometimes be placed as planet or star or celestial body. And like in Japanese songs, they'll call the earth like blue star or like Ao Hoshi or something like that. Or Ao no Hoshi, like the blueness of this. You get what I'm saying? Like a wandering star. That's actually the old terminologies they used to call planets. So like clearly, if you guys use your brains, then you obviously know that they're at that level. But yeah, Records of Ragnarok. I mean, I guess we can take a look. So let's see. All right. Why are we having like versus battles? And I want to just see the profiles. So let's see where they put Adam at. Adam is the father of humanity. He's considered human. 7A? Are you joking? Mountain level? Like, do they not realize? That Adam can fight Zeus? And Zeus beat Kronos, who's above space-time. And if you think about above space-time, that already means that Adam, like the fact that Adam isn't outer-versal is so stupid. This is how you know the Versus Battle Wiki doesn't know what they're doing. They always downplay people because they try to be over-analytical. Then they end up causing their own... You know what? Forget it. But like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna actually take a look too, because I heard some stuff about what I've heard some other stuff. Like it's all downplay. Like Adam should at least be multiverse plus. At least he that at the very least should be like, you know, like 10th dimensional. And if you're wondering where I'm getting that from, listen, I'm getting it from the fact that in string theory, you know, Rob Bryanton, when you go beyond the general conceptualization of space-time, in string theory or super string theory, you actually do hit a point where you don't have to abide by space-time anymore. That's not even wank. Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to debate you guys on like a known topic, and then you're just going to have to defend yourself. I mean, it's very clear I'm going to win, but yeah. It doesn't matter, Coweber. I mean, think about it. If you're a human, they have space. So if you have space, then it means you have depth. If you have depth, that means you have strings. So at the end of the day, of course they have strings. So string theory is by proxy in any verse that subsequently has three-dimensionality. So like, let's get it. I'm gonna go right in the voice chat. Oh my God, there's no, where's the channel at? All right, so I'm going to I don't even think I could see it. Oh my gosh, where is it? Anyway, so I'm currently in the chat right now. So like I'm down. I'm down. Let's see. I'm gonna need some invitation. But yeah, like, anyway. Yeah, anyway, that's like neither here nor there. So who wants to debate me? Who wants to debate me? We're going to actually have a debate. And I'm going to actually prove to you guys several things. So who's down? Come on, bring it on. You got, what is everyone, chicken? Like you two is afraid? Too afraid to debate me? Huh? Buck, buck, buck? Come on. Who's down? But anyway, like, when it comes to, like, power scaling, I think the problem that people have for the most part is they don't think about what they are scaling. They just kind of look at the feat. But they don't look at this narrative of the story. Like, for example, Superman, Cosmic Armor Superman has very solid arguments to be beyond outer-versal. I'm not wanking. Let me tell you why. First of all, Grant Morrison makes it very clear that he is an author-level character. The monitors are representations of the author. It's very clear in the consistency in Final Crisis that Grant Morrison's work, he always makes the monitors some type of godly being, and Grant Morrison loves playing on the role about metafictionality. So, like, yeah, so in that case, like, he's so much stronger than people think. Okay, I will totally debate you on Mario Macadamia. if you're down, I could literally prove to you that Mario is at the very least, even in base form, I could prove to you that Mario is Hyperversal Plus in base. Like, yeah. Let's do it. Shoom up fanboy, welcome to the stream. I guess Atari isn't here, but like, I could totally debate you. Let's do it, bro. He surpassed time itself. Like this is so stupid. If you can move this much faster than light, and he can throw punches, the kinetic energy alone is like... The first step surpassed time. See? Like, these people are stupid. Like, you have to think, like, let's get the kinetic energy formula. Hold on. Like, people think, they just think because of my name that I don't know how to debate. I know how to debate. Shoot up, fanboy. You better stay and debate me. Like, come on. I'm so down. Like, look, let's look at the kinetic energy formula. So, if you pay attention, we have like the average amount of a fist. Like, let's just say an average fist is like 1 kilogram, like a pound, and like just like how much body weight he's throwing about like 10 kilograms. So the fact that he can do like what is it like how many zeros? Like, let's see. Okay, so that's a millisecond. It's a micro. Oh, geez, I need to like do the math. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if we go by that, first off, we need to know the speed. So we're gonna do speed. So we're gonna do distance speed calculator. Yep, I'm doing all of this. Don't sleep on me. Now, the distance he's punching him, his fist travels, about like, let's say like, his arm length, let's say he's 6 feet tall. So that means at the very least it's like 2.8 feet, just about. So we're doing 2.8 feet, and he can cross 2.8 feet. Let's see. I gotta find out. Hold on 1 second. So like he got 1 sextillionth of a second. So I guess it's, let's see, by the looks of it, this is a zeptosecond. Yeah, this is a zeptosecond. So if you can do 1 zeptosecond, like that's ridiculous. Like I don't think people realize how crazy that is. So let's do the math. Well, we don't know the velocity, so that's the kinetic energy. So yeah, he crossed that in, let's see, seconds. We do that. Calculate. Enter values less than. Are you kidding me? Even the calculator can't keep up. So like, let's do 1. Come on. 2. Okay, there we go. It's at the bare minimum. And the thing is, it's 100 times faster than this. Alright, so we plug this in. right, is miles per hour. So then by bare minimum, and it's so this would be a 34. Okay, joules to let's do teratons. I'm gonna do teratons of TNT, joules of energy to teratons of TNT. Oh my god! Look at this. So then, okay, that's perfect. All right, so then we just need to do the calculator. So we do that. Hold on, guys. I want to do the math. This is awesome. So basically, if we do 33606, 725, 74, okay, then that means that's a teraton, that's a petaton, that's an exaton, and that's... So yeah, Adam is throwing like literal, like large planetary punches, literally, and they're gonna say he's only mountain level? They're so stupid. And that was downplay. I'm not even really giving him his real credit. Anyway, let me go ahead and let me go ahead and handle this. Downplay Dylan is actually on vacation right now. So he's not here. He won't be here, and I'm taking over the stream. This is my stream, and yeah, you know, we're having a pretty good time, aren't we? So yeah, guys, as you guys know, this is for the most part the important aspects of the stream. But yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so that pretty much tells us where they scale. Now the next question is, it's not a matter of that, it's just a matter of, you know.
Excuse me?
Oh, hey, what's up, dude? I didn't expect to see you come back.
And who told you you could take over my stream?
Well, it's in the title. Hey guys, you know, I'm clearly cooking right now, so just let me cook, man.
First of all, the attack, you're getting it all wrong, Dylan. Let me scoot over a bit. Scoot over.
Are you
Nigga, scoot over, big mother.
Okay, my bad. Damn, you don't have to come at my neck like that.
All right, so guys. All right, so first and foremost, let's get a couple. Let's get a couple. Nigga, if you don't move.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So anyway, guys. So as we could see here, the main problem with this calculation of Versus Battle Wiki is Adam mountain level. I wouldn't say I would agree for once Wank Willy is actually correct. You know, an attack like this would definitely hold far more destructive energy, just given his raw speed. It doesn't have to be inflated to like crazy levels of planetary, like that is like
Yes, it does.
no, it doesn't.
What, are you kidding me? Like, it's literally...
Shut up. Anyway, the bottom line is it's an attack that can, you know, it's very impressive speed, but like it literally says surpasses time. I don't really know if they follow kinetic energy logic, so we're not going to jump the gun and then say it's like infinite mass punch or whatever. No, but it definitely would hold at least far greater. I would say island level is definitely fair, especially given the other feats Zeus has done. It's probably even higher, but yeah. Anyway, what's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? What's up, Maj Saeed and Top Hat Macadamia Alton? Yeah, so, as you know. Didn't like a possum. Yeah, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? So, yeah, the stream will stop approximately around 8. We actually are going to have a short stream for today. So around 8:15 is actually when the stream will end, because Dylan could not make it, and I want to give you guys more time to actually have these discussions. But yeah, like any topics you guys are thinking about, and I just want to kind of like engage with the stream anyway, just to kind of talk with everyone. So Shere Khan is stronger than Aslan. Okay, that's absolutely crazy. Like the Jungle Book. Like, is that actually a thing? Like, that can't be.
Well, it's not completely far fetched. So let me explain. So if you think. So we have to explain how Shere Khan is stronger than Aslan from Narnia. So, like, I know Aslan, like, created stars and planets and, universes. But, like, Shere Khan from the Jungle Book is way stronger than he looks. And I'll explain. So, let me see here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up.
Are you kidding me? What are you looking up right now?
Just shut up. Let me do it. Okay, so. Okay. So, all right, perfect. So if we look at like Shere Khan's like feats, first of all, you need to understand something. Um, Even if Aslan created stars, planets, and universes, that doesn't matter. Shere Khan is even stronger, and I'll explain. First of all, he has fear, dominance. He has so much more he can do. And if you don't remember, Shere Khan does appear in one game that you guys are highly sleeping on him on.
And what game is that?
He doesn't. He makes an appearance in Kingdom Hearts.
Does he? Wait, does he actually?
Yeah, and if Shere Khan's in Kingdom Hearts and like he's like above Sora for like a little bit, then at the very least that means he scales to Chernabog, which means he scales to Rapunzel, which if he does, and that's the case, you do realize how strong he is.
What? What kind of logic is that? That's like me saying, oh, Veer is threatening Raleigh, so he's outer Mercer because of the limitless pit.
But he is though.
Oh, all right, yeah, maybe that argument has a little more substance, but that just doesn't make any sense. That's like, oh, in Super Princess Peach, she one time beats Bowser, so I guess she scales to Mario.
She does. She just holds back. She's like Gohan. Princess Peach is a pacifist.
No, the hell she isn't. She will literally scrap anytime.
You literally don't know what you're talking about. You literally don't know what you're talking about.
How are you gonna? Shut up. Anyway, Shere Khan, get the hell out of here. Shere Khan ain't even making it past Raditz.
Are you kidding me? Don't sleep on characters who make cameos in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, cameo, not actually in the game.
It doesn't matter. He's still in the game.
Anyway, Z Broly, is he universal? So Alton, Broly is he's universal in his legendary Super Saiyan form, assuming he goes for the purpose of destroying it. As Koyama said, Broly can destroy the universe, just not the whole infinite universe. So in other words, he's observable universal according to Takeo Koyama.
Takeo Koyama doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. First off, Alton, you're downplaying. You're like literally crazy if you think he's only galaxy. Do you not realize that galaxies in Dragon Ball hold infinite damn stars? Like, come on now. So that literally means that South Galaxy is a quadrant of infinite galaxies, and each galaxy has infinite stars. So that's like multiversal plus easily.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
But it does. You can't deny it.
Alright, so let's pull up the damn scan. Okay. Alright, let me see here.
Go ahead, pull it up. Bring it to the people.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, from Magikarp. Also known as Rachel is her name for those who don't know. So, take a look, guys. So this is what the hell he's talking about. He's talking about this crap.
You see? No. Let me read it. Let me take the rock. The endless expansive space wrapped around every celestial body that exists in the living world, along with the demon realm, is a single large world in the living world and the world of Dragon Ball. The universe is located beneath the world beyond, and it is hermetically sealed by a barrier that is engraved with a strange design. Within the universe, there are nebula, exposed of innumerable stars.
That just means they can't count how many there are.
Shut up! No, it means infinite. And there are galaxies composed of innumerable nebula. Ooh, galaxies! There is a ruling kami for each galaxy.
So, yeah, there you go. And this context, that's talking about the quadrant. So, no, it's not infinity upon infinity.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's 4 infinities, 4 galaxies, cardinal directions, and Earth resides in a solar system near galactic nebula on the outskirts of the northern galaxy.
That's not actually what it says. Herms broke that down. It doesn't say galactic nebula, but we don't need that to prove how strong Cell actually is for destroying the solar system.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? If it's a galactic nebula, each solar system is a nebula. If each solar system is a nebula, Atari, that means that a star governs a solar system. So that means innumerable stars, aka innumerable solar systems, meaning an innumerable amount of stars in each solar system.
What? You just said there's one star in the solar system. That contradicts itself.
No! Because you have to understand that if there's innumerable stars inside one solar system, which is a galactic nebula, a nebula holds innumerable stars. And as a result, that means there's innumerable nebula. So it's an infinity upon infinity upon infinity, meaning at the very minimum, Broly is at least low hyperversal. Movie Broly. You and Alton don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Alright, so Alton, just ignore this idiot. Any case, yeah. 1/4 of the Desertable universe, and that was in the suppressed form. It's clear that in his legendary Super Saiyan form, he probably could, but that's what Koyama said, and that kind of adds up a little bit. But either way, it wouldn't matter. So yeah, does Goku get scaling it? Does Goku scaling get a boost from Daima, shooting a hole in 3 layers of the Demon Realm? It's hard to say because it was an interview where Toriyama said the Demon World is small in scale. So, and Arali versus Anos Voldigold, I would give it to Anos because Anos has better hacks. Not exclusively, but just off of the idea of what he does. That tastes good. Let's see. Yeah, the Demon World isn't... Toriyama even said it's small in scale. So, yeah.
Just because it's small doesn't mean it's still not infinite.
I mean... There is a guide that says Demon World is like 2 sides to the same coin as a living world. So, you could say Demon World is infinite. But, I mean, Demon World is small in scale compared to maybe its population or anything else in that case. Because there's unoccupied parts of Demon World.
But it doesn't matter. Like, come on now, man. Like, still gotta be at least, like, outer...
Don't get the hell out of here. Ain't no damn outer versal. So, Mateo DBZ, I don't think he's true outer. Unless he's at his peak. Because true outer doesn't have any measurement. And it's kind of weird how he loses his powers and stuff. So that alone makes him demi-outer. But it would be high demi-outer. You know what I'm saying? But him losing his power, same with Beyonder. And I don't know, it just that bugs me when that happens to characters. So no. But yeah. Good question, Macadamia. It could alter depending on how you interpret it.
Well, I think Macadamia is wrong for asking that question. Because there's nothing that would be contradictory at all.
Yeah, Willie, shut up. Alright, out-of-versal characters are beyond strength or any physical scale or of measurement. Correct. So there's no scaling them, really.
Dude, you can still have higher levels.
No, you can't. It literally, like, you can't biject that on a one-on-one course. You can still biject it. You can't have a higher level because once you get down to, you're dealing with no longer mathematics.
But you're dealing with concepts. Infinity is a concept, not a number.
It's a term, relatively. A terminology and concept.
But philosophically, it's still greater.
You really just be reaching for anything, bro. You reach for the stars.
You gotta at least give everyone due respect.
Bro, you said Revy from Black Lagoon was island level.
She was! She literally caused earthquakes with Roberta. Like, come on now.
You know what? I'm done with you. Anyway, Demon World, yeah. The presence would be definitely true outer versal. But it's hard to shape him as truly boundless now with all the new stuff, allegedly. So I don't know.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. The presence still can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I don't know, Cool Weber. This guy literally came up with everything.
Okay, let me explain something, because I need to take over. So, excuse me. Alright, so anyway, Revy is literally able to, like, deal with entire armies. She could deal with, she's not too far from Bellalaika, and Bellalaika can take out entire armies, meaning countries. So that means Bellalaika's strong in a nuclear weapon.
No, she's not stronger than one. She just has more.
Shut up! Let me cook! So that means Revy, when she shot against Roberta, they call shockwaves, bro. And this is a weak Revy. This is Revy already shot, weak, and she still could scrap with Roberta. So first of all, Revy is an absolute unit. And she survived a grenade up front. So clearly she's far above building level. She can react to bazookas, supersonic speeds. Revy's at least hypersonic.
Hypersonic? Nigga, she gets shot.
But she still No, she dodges bullets.
I mean, yeah, alright. I'll admit she's like supersonic in terms of reaction speed. But her actual ground speed isn't that quick.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
There's literally a character who could slice bullets in the air, and she can react to him. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. Yeah, scans. Tell him pull it. Yeah, Wank Willy, why don't you show us the feat?
Oh my god, I literally will pull it up right now. You guys are just like trash debaters. Let me show you. Hold on. Yeah, let me show you what really happens. Look at this. Look it.
Happy ending. Well, fuck that. I'm not gonna pretend to be happy about it.
Dang, lady, she keeps
What
swearing.
about this fucking tunnel in my shoulder? Huh?
Couldn't you just let that go?
Come on now, sis. We both know that's not cool. Even criminals have a code of honor. We have to settle this. You know that perfectly well, sis. So
this
come
isn't
on.
even the scene, bro.
It doesn't matter.
You do have a point.
This
Well,
is not
seems
the scene.
obvious to
She
me.
does not cause the
Better
earthquake
bare-knuckle
here,
boxing
or does
until
not
you're
even.
satisfied.
Well, she does a shockwave. I know she does one.
Yeah, this ain't the scene, bro. You gotta look carefully.
Fine, give me a minute. Hold on. I'm looking for it.
Make a move, senorita.
I'm looking for it.
Instead.
Let me see. Yeah, okay. You're talking about this scene. This scene, you mean? Just shooting guns at each other.
Just finish the clip.
Just shooting guns at each other. They have sonic speed to react and dodge each other, but like that's not, you know. Guns do not do that. Guns do not do that damn much damage. Get the hell out of here. Unless she's using a Desert Eagle, that does not do that much damage. That is bullcrap.
It's an anime. See? They're using bullets that are way stronger than real life.
Oh my god. You guys know like the Yee Yee channel? He like shoots things with higher caliber bullets. Yeah. You're not shooting through a lot of these things. Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Alright, does the scene actually happen?
Somehow she managed to put a bullet in the Great Revy. Who the fuck is this woman?
Where the hell is the earthquake shaking?
It happens. I promise you, it happens.
All right, let's see if Harvado's around, because Harvado. Hold on. Is it true? Revy and Roberta's fight. Like, I gotta ask, because like I forgot. Like, come on now. It doesn't happen in this scene.
It doesn't matter. I know it happens for a fact. I know it happens for a fact.
Okay, yeah, we're not gonna watch this. We're not doing this. You failed. You got bodied.
She does it. I promise you.
Nope. Don't want to hear it. Anyway, chat. Let's continue.
Oh, I found it.
Oh my god, here we go. Here we go. Now he's like, I found... Alright, guys. This is the scene he's talking about. He universal bullets? Don't get him started.
Hey, he actually got a point. He's cooking.
No, he's not. He's not cooking anything. Oh my god. Look at this. Beat you? It's not. They're trying to kill each other. This ain't no Beyblade battle, nigga.
It doesn't matter.
See, I don't know if these girls actually are reacting to this, or if they just got Stormtrooper aim.
No, they're reacting.
They got Stormtrooper aim, bro. Like, come on now. Relax.
Look at the shockwaves again, guys. Look. You see that? Bombs! They're and that's not even from the guns. It shows they're really strong, man. I'm telling you, Revy is at least multi-city block level.
No, she's not, nigga. How the hell you get... Oh, hell no. Oh, man. That's what I'm saying, JJ.
No, they're shooting each other's bullets down.
All right. To be fair, they probably are. But, like, come on now. Zeno from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I do think he is close to it. Yeah. Roz, the only thing you miss is Wank Willy is doing everything.
Can you just call me Willy? Like, that's not my name.
Okay, Willy. Whatever. He said they're missing. It's your call, bro. Do you have proof that was them? It wasn't just a barrel. That's what I'm saying. It could have just been a barrel that blew up.
No, it was clearly them. Look at it again.
Look at it again. Watch this. This nigga's stupid. Like, oh my god. Look at this. Look at this.
The gunfire's getting closer.
It says gunfire's getting closer. So clearly they're shooting at each other. Like, guns don't do that, bro.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that was clearly barrels, or they shot something that fell. That's it. It's just done for dramatic effect in the anime. It never happens in the manga.
But it doesn't need to happen in the manga. They added it in the anime because they knew they downplayed the manga. Downplayed? Nigga, the manga's the original. What are you talking about? No, it's not. It's like Samurai Champloo. Or S. Cryad. The manga came out after.
Oh my god. Oh my god. See, I asked Harvado. Harvado's like, no. Like, oh my god. This can't be real. Yeah.
Alton, I will literally body you in the debate.
Like, yeah. Revi's best scaling comes from when she fights the guy who's a samurai.
I don't care. That's not the point. The point is, they clearly caused the shockwaves. You're not convincing me otherwise. At the very minimum, that city block level.
That's not even the size of a city block. What are you talking about? Alright. Yeah. Alton. Like I said, it's not, you don't even need to join the Discord call. You could just do it publicly if you want. But like I don't know what we're really talking about, because Roz will tell you it's not outer, like, you try to argue outerversal Goku.
Goku is universal.
Oh my god, here we go. Great. More of that. So we got outerversal Goku. Alright, here we go.
While Goku is an iconic figure in the Big Three and Dragon Ball fandom, incoherent scaling simply doesn't hold up.
That's cool and all, but your arguments are non sequitur and don't hold up, therefore your scaling is actually incoherent.
There are many claims that the afterlife in Dragon Ball transcends dimensionality, but what kind of dimensions? It's never specified. Only alternative dimensions are shown
Yes, that is true.
to exist.
If you did a little bit of more research, the official Spanish translation for the Chosenshu confirms that the dimensions in question are referring to space and time. So when
Well, I would say, in contrast to that, although they say el país, which means the country, celestial transcendent el espacio en el tiempo, it's just saying that it's beyond space-time. In Spanish. That's what that means in Spanish. And that's a Chosenshu translation of the same page. And most of the time, we're probably going to go with the actual Japanese official rather than the Spanish translation, especially because whenever this Chosenshu was released, localization was not consistent. Me and Roz went over this before, because sometimes, and Yu Yu Hakusho forever, because sometimes localization will have people who poorly translate things, or translate things just to make a little bit more sense to a specific audience, or exaggerate. It's the same reason Macadamia and I talked about Coolix. Coolix in the Japanese version of the Mario game is nowhere near as crazy as the English version. The English version is a lot different.
No, first of all, you're wrong, Atari. He's right. That is actually what it's saying. And when you're talking, and within the context, they said El Mundo Entero, which means it's clearly talking about in the world beyond. So, in that context, we already know it's beyond space and time. They're talking about the conceptualization. What?
Oh my god. Here we go. I don't know, guys. Like, I don't think I could do this number. This guy is coming up with these random arguments. Space and time is space and time. That's what I mean. Space and time is space time. Just because you transcend space time, it's like, what parts of space time? I don't know. There's more to it. Complementiversal. Complementiversal?
Actually, Goku's even beyond that. But go ahead. Yeah, keep downplaying. I already know that's all you do, Atari.
Oh my god, here we go.
So when they say dimensions, they are very obviously talking about spatiotemporal dimensions, and it's more reasonable to say this is the case because it comes from an official translation in contrast to fan translations made by other individuals.
Transcend.
Official translations could also be wrong. Yu Yu Hakusho Forever and I went over how Kuwabara made a comment in the manga that he never actually made, and that was an official license. Her name was something Olslin. Let me see. I told Roz about it before. Let me go and find it.
Go ahead. Look for your downplay. You're just downplaying.
Look, I'm just saying, man. Yeah, the translator of Yu Yu Hakusho, she quite literally, yeah. Yeah, the translator for that, yeah, so, no. It's not the same at all, because even then, certain translators don't use consistency. So that's kind of an appeal. I mean, it's not an appeal to authority, but as an official translation, that's not what the actual Daizenshu said. An official translation does not mean credibility. I've had 3 people from Japan translate it themselves, and the translation I originally made when I made that post was consistent. Even Herms agreed when he did another translation of it. So the context is very clear what they're saying. It does transcend dimensions invisible to the human world, and dimensions that are what dimensions are part of the human world? Space and time, the living world, room of spirit and time, dead zone. So yeah, the afterlife being 6-dimensional is within reason, but universal? I don't know, bro. It's a little too much.
You're just downplaying, man. Like, come on. You gotta think about it. So let's look at it from a analytical perspective.
I am doing that.
No, you're downplaying. So, like, just think of it this way. So, if you have an outerversal, if you have a character who's stating they have numerous dimensions, and they already clarified we have dimensions, we have a time room, for crying out loud. It considers the past, present, and future. If the realm of spirit and time already transcends that, and the Shinsenkai, then that clearly shows it could be outerversal, because there's no materialism that will go into the afterlife.
Oh my god. The afterlife is still physical. That's why Goku in his physical body could still go there.
That doesn't mean anything. It could still be 5-dimensional and have 3D objects.
Okay, fair. But that's not what... No. You know what? I'll let chat debate you.
Ending the mortal universe in these alternatives doesn't place the afterlife at an outerversal tier.
This is very obviously a straw man of the original general argument to get Goku to outerversal in the first place, so no, we're not. This is very obvious relations made by other individuals.
Transcending the mortal universe in these alternatives doesn't place the afterlife at an outerversal tier.
Transcending the mortal universe
Alternatives doesn't place the
in these alternatives doesn't place the afterlife
afterlife at an
at an outerversal tier. Which is fair. It's too extreme to make that assertion.
No, it's not. It's very fair. And, I mean...
outerversal tier.
This is very obviously a straw man.
That's not a straw man. A straw man is misrepresenting an argument. That's not a straw man at all. It's substituting a person's actual position or argument with a distorted, exaggerated, or misrepresented version of the position of the argument. He's not misrepresenting it. He's just making a statement that the outerversal, you can't say it's outerversal just because it transcends. Meaning, he's Steelman and agreed that it transcends. He's just saying, without proof of what it transcends, extraordinary claims requires extraordinary evidence. That's what he's saying.
I actually have to agree. It's not a straw man. It's more of a... he's just wrong. And if anything, it would be a false dick to me.
Okay, see, this is why Wank Willy is the king of wanking, because what? You admit it's not, you concede it's not a straw man.
Of course, it's not a concession. I mean, it's obviously not a straw man. Zeta could have did better here. So, the real problem is that it's not a straw man fallacy. He's not misrepresenting anything. But the problem with the argument from the get-go is that that's not how you would represent an argument to begin with. If I was there, the way I would do it is different. So I would take my position to be, hey, you're saying it's not, or transcending these things doesn't prove it's universal. I would just follow up with how. And I'd wait for the answer. If you're making a statement that's just like that, it wouldn't really be anything. I'd just say you're wrong, and I'd challenge it.
Oh my god. My sonic voice. I don't have a sonic voice. Unless, maybe.
Well, maybe I do.
No, I don't know. It's been a while. Alright, here we go.
Of the original general argument to get Goku to outer versal in the first place. So no, we're not talking about the individual scan being enough to get Goku to outer versal. Anyone who genuinely believes that the scan of transcending dimensions is actually sufficient enough to get Goku to outer versal does not know how basic power scaling works. But we...
Wait, what? What? My brain...
Individual scan being enough to get Goku to outer versal in the first place. So no, we're not talking about the individual scan being enough to get Goku to outer versal.
The individual scan being enough to get Goku to outer versal?
Anyone who genuinely believes that the scan of transcending dimensions is actually...
Anyone who believes that the scan of transcending dimension is actually
sufficient enough
to
get Goku to outer versal does not know how basic power
outer versal does not know how
scaling works. But
does not know how basic... That doesn't make any sense! The whole point is you use a powerful scan as a backbone to your rhetoric. Am I wrong, chat?
Yes, he is. Don't lie to him, chat. He's wrong.
No, did you... Wait, Willie, did you not hear what he said?
Okay, I get it. I mean, I disagree. I mean, if you have evidence of something, that evidence is the backbone of your argument or premise, you need to stand on that. So saying if people believe it's sufficient enough, yeah, it is sufficient enough. Because it's part of the evidence pool. I mean, if a statement makes something, then that's it. Case closed. That's basic power scaling. If I say that character A is universal, all right, well, there you go. Here's the scan. Now, the only way I need to explain further to contextualize my position is if somebody challenges it. That I can prove by exhaustion and attack every little bit they use to attack me.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, let's see here. I love... The point is, it's like, alright, let's see, y'all throwing shade on Drip. I'm not throwing shade on Drip. I'm just saying, I'm just giving my opinion.
Well, I don't care. I think Drip Sauce is smart. I'm just saying, I think some of the points made is something I wouldn't say. But that's just because I know exactly what I'm doing.
Alright, yeah, sure thing, buddy. I'm just giving my opinion on the argument representation. That's just my take. But yeah.
But we do actually use the statement as a use of supporting the idea that Goku is outer versal, not just using the scan individually, because a lot...
I guess, but I don't think that's what the guy said in the video. I mean, that much is already clear. You using a...
A lot of these scans are actually used to create a consistency and lots of supporting evidence.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, a preponderance of evidence. That's essentially the consensus here. Okay, I get it.
Fans love to hype the other way.
I mean, it was kind of that obvious to begin.
Shut up, man. Anyway, fans like...
Is transcending time and space, but that's pure bluff. There's no solid proof behind that claim. In Buu Saga, chapter 440, Kaiosama says Goku needs 2 days to return to Earth. Goku accepts this, showing it's a long journey through the time axis.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, where today we're going to be listing the top 10 stupidest people to ever exist.
Okay, so first of all, just because
I mean, that's a strong argument. It's a strong anti-feat. Because Goku did require time, and Goku was clocked in at real time, showing the axis. So, and I've explained this before in my last video. When the afterlife is stated to not have time, I'm going to pull up a scan for you guys. The afterlife doesn't have time. That much is true. Okay? But not having time does not mean that time doesn't pass. Not having time just simply means things in there don't decay or age. Evidence? Check out the scan here. And then another one. So this is what they're talking about when Goku says time doesn't pass. So I would say that's the case, because the other world has laws. They have completely different laws of physics. Laws of physics, laws of reality, etc. But it's still connected within... It's on an axis of some sort. It's just whatever axis it's on is not associated with the main living world. It's a little difficult too because it's fiction. So I mean, I guess Toriyama had to throw something in there. But that's how I would say it.
Okay, well, if I had to give an opinion on that, my opinion is this. The axis of time, the reason why Goku was able to make it back is because the living world and other world, the living world is still part of the other world system. So the only reason that time was needed is because it was just a narrative point. He just needed something in the story to add stakes. Because if time didn't pass, then there wouldn't be any stakes.
That argument would make sense if it didn't happen in the beginning of the series.
What are you talking about? It does. It does make sense.
No. I get what he's saying, though.
Talk about time or think about time or say anything related to time does not actually mean that time exists. The only reason why time is actually relevant in the Saiyan saga is because time still passes within the living world, even though that time does not pass in the other world. Time still passing within the living world is still gonna happen, and it's still a threat, which is why Goku needs to get there in the first place. But
I think I get what he's trying to say. I think if I were to give critique on the positioning of this argument, if I was in favor of Drip Sauce's argument, or Zeta's argument, I don't think it's Drip Sauce, is it? If I was in favor of Zeta's argument, what I would say instead, I would say something along the lines of... So what I would do differently in this case, I would argue differently. I would say... the axes of time are not lined up. So I get what he's saying. Like if I listen,
the living world is still gonna happen, and it's still a threat, which is why Goku needs to get there in the first place.
You could argue and say, well, the dilation of time is unknown between the two, and due to the dilation of time being unknown, it's because you can't. The other world isn't like a pseudo space. You know how like characters walk outside of time and then come back in and no time has passed? The other world doesn't act like that. So I would position that argument a little bit different. Yeah, time would pass in our world even though video or audio is paused. That's okay. But yeah, time is not universal. So what I would say, I'd say Otherworld is a timeless reference frame internally, but not externally. Okay? So inside Otherworld, there's no like entropy or decay or aging. Okay? Relative to the living world. Time still flows. That's what I would just say. That's probably the best argument you're gonna get. Everything else needs to kind of come in the background because there are people who can, because otherwise there's holes in the argument. But other than that, he is cooking so far. So let's see.
But more on the time point, how do you talk? Oh, right, you need to think in order to talk, right? So you're thinking, right? Thoughts are subjective, right? So just thinking about time or talking about time.
You don't have to think. I mean, you have to think about what you say, but yeah, okay, go on.
Does not mean that time actually exists. I can count to 10 in a time subjective, right? So just think thinking, right? Right, you need to think in order to talk, right? So you're thinking, right? Thoughts are subjective, right? So just thinking about time or talking about time does not mean that time actually exists. I can count to 10 in a timeless realm, but that doesn't necessarily mean that time actually exists there. So that's the issue. By your logic, I can imagine or think about a box, therefore a box exists. Do you know how genuinely stupid you sound? Any notion of a character talking about time is just a subjective form of time that doesn't correspond to any spatio-temporal axioms. And for anyone who's wondering why Goku didn't leave King Kai's planet instantly, I don't think you understand how conceptual travel even works in the first place, or a conceptual form of distance. For example, the distance between 1 and 2 is actually an abstract form of distance and does not exist anywhere within space, as math by definition are concepts and do not.
Okay. Let me see, chat. I mean, they have afterlife. I mean, afterlife has no time. I mean, that's what I've been saying. I mean, there's a lot of things in anime that don't really have time that passes, but time. But yeah. Yeah, what's up, Tyler McCullough? How's it going, man? Let me see.
Not actually exist. Like, where can you find the number 1 in outer space? Exactly, you can't. Math is a concept.
In the same panel, Goku states he can only use super.
I don't know. It looks like he's talking about, like... Are we talking... Like, it's... The problem here is we're dealing with ontology versus cognition. Like, because it's like... Does time exist versus can a mind, like, represent or conceptualize time? Like... you know... The real thing is, like, can thinking occur without any temporal structure at all? But, like, there's really no way to conceive such a thing because it goes beyond that. It's more of a philosophical take than a power scaling take, honestly. Which isn't bad, by the way. But I think it kind of falls under Occam's razor, in a way. But, let's see.
Per se in 3 in the other world because time flows differently from the living universe.
Ironically enough, how you have to use false Viz translations that don't correspond to the actual Japanese kanji, where they blatantly imply that time doesn't exist within the other world. Very cool, bro.
Beerus entered Kaiosama's planet, and he's clearly bound by time.
This genuinely doesn't even prove anything. The inferred conclusion is that Goku's AP or power is outerversal, not that his existence is outerversal or doesn't need time and space to exist. Like, bro,
I disagree with this. You can't really have outerversal as a attack potency, because that would mean your power would have to go beyond general any measure. However, if Zeta is who I think it is, if this guy is the same guy I think he is, we did talk about before where he has told me the definition you use, Atari, for outerversal, or the OG definition you and Roz use, is not the definition I'm referring to. And if that's the case, then I guess he's going for like a demi-outer type of ordeal.
eats, sleeps, and is bounded by cause in terms of existence, but in terms of AP and speed, he does not depend on time and space. He is completely unbounded by time and space in terms of attack power and speed.
Which is kind of weird, because if he's unbounded by time and space, why would he need to eat? Why do Saiyans age? How can you exist? The main issue with this argument is that, and he's cooking, but the problem is you can't really argue outerversal Goku's being. Like, if you just want to say attack potency, I guess it's contradictory and can always be susceptible to an outlier. But whatever, it's attack potency. But you can't really say somebody's existence is outerversal, because that would mean time is irrelevant. There is no cause. There is no event. There is no waiting for anything to happen. Events just exist. Events don't even happen. There's no waiting. There's no occurrence. And without no waiting or time or space, if you get really philosophical, there's no occurrence for these things to actually happen. So as a result, it's like, well, why does Goku get hungry? Saiyan's still aged. They confirm that numerous times in the chapters. If Goku still has to eat, if Goku still needs to sleep, if Goku still needs to do all these things, then the question is, upon what metric can his outerversal power really come from? It starts to collapse upon itself, and this goes for numerous other characters who have this type of scaling. If they have basic boundaries under human scope, there's a whole argument you can disclose to say, well, here's why that doesn't work, all because of their limits. It's one of those things where it's a non-negotiable in fiction. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's fiction. This fundamentally fails because X, Y, Z. So I don't think I think if you're going to argue outerversal Goku, it's extremely difficult because Goku has so many limits. So he's not bad. Like his understanding of ontology, for the most part, is very sound, right? And cognition, he's very, very intelligent. However, I think the problem is he's basically trying to use a low tier character to. It's like if I took Manon in Street Fighter 6 and tried to win Evo. It's not impossible, but like everything is kind of stacked against you. Or like if I use Ganon in Smash. Like Macadamia, you've played Smash, right? It's like imagine you took Ganon in Smash and tried to play and win it's like you're a skilled player, but why are you playing Ganon in this tournament where so many weaknesses Ganon has that could be exploited? Manon has this, and that weakness that can be exploited. So that's where I'm getting at with this. You know? Because, like, the existence of what a character is versus what the character can, like, affect or destroy, alright, that's fair. But, like, if a being is truly out of space and time and causality, dimensionality, there's no time, so there's no before or after. There's no causality, so there's no cause and no effect. There's no events, nothing happens. You don't wait. And, you know, it's like, and again, if Goku has to eat, sleep, train, age, wait, charge up, this temporal succession. That's why I have the term demi-outer. Even that's why even the Samorg and several other characters were placed on that. Because the outerversal being, there is no fight. It's like, alright, let's say for example, outerversal being versus non-outerversal being, or demi-outer. Ready, fight. There is no ready, fight. The fight was already decided the moment it happened. The other characters, like for example, you guys get the point. Like it's like Goku's gonna power. Like even Xeno Goku gets demi-outer. He doesn't get outer because the fact is, if Xeno Goku has to say, "I'm gonna power up," there is no powering up when you're outer. There's no need. There's no need. You're beyond measurement. A multiplier doesn't do anything. You're beyond measure. There's nothing higher you can go. Unless you're telling me you're not truly outer. So, that's what we're talking about. That's why me and Roz have said numerous times. Characters are, you know, typically at that, you know, but you get the point. I say different version, different fiction. Someone yesterday told me Zeno was only 3D because there's 2 of them in the future. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, there's characters who can exist as a 3-dimensional avatar, but yeah, you're right.
If Goku's God Red form could truly shatter a macrocosm, then his later Super Saiyan forms, being stronger, should be immune to Whis' time manipulation.
It's perfectly fine for a character in Dragon Ball to be affected by a time-based attack because their existence in of itself is three-dimensional. They don't have an outerversal existence, but their attack potency and speed is in fact outerversal. But the thing is that Whis isn't actually affecting.
The only problem with that argument. So another problem with this argument, you can't say a character's exist. Like he said, he's cooking when he says, yeah, Dragon Ball characters can still be affected by time because their existence is still 3D. Alright, that's fair. But you can't say attack and speed are outerversal because speed is an equation of your state of being. You can't have outerversal speed and be of that nature. Because the outerversal speed is irrelevant. There's no space and time to measure anything anymore. It's not like saying beyond conventional space and time where we say immeasurable speed, where they technically have a level of speed, it's just not measurable through the three-dimensional metrics. No, outerversal removes the entire framework of what distance or time even is. At that point, you can't outspeed that. There is none. Saying you can just because it's fiction fails in so many logical fallacious consistencies. And it's not his fault either. You know, it's not Zeta's fault for that. It just so happens to be the reality we currently live in. You can't express it any greater than that. It is what it is. It's like saying, well, this is a character beyond boundless. Well, fundamentally, that don't make any sense. People need to realize speed is not a stat alone. It's a relationship. Speed is distance over time. And that's not negotiable. Okay? There's nothing you could... unless you fundamentally change the observation of what we conceive as speed and just break the scientific revolution itself, there's no arguing against that. So, yeah.
Just the basic universe or the multiverse. He's affecting the entire timeline, and timelines by definition in Dragon Ball are abstract. So being able to rewrite the
Tyler McCullough, outerversal is just being beyond the concept of space and time. Simple as that. It's not difficult. Demi-outer is when you're beyond the numerical aspects of space and time, but you're not quite at the full expression.
Causality of an abstract thing isn't necessarily a contradiction to contradict Goku's
Man,
AP
I'm
or
outta here.
speed being outerversal. We can infer this because the timelines aren't actually limited to one universe, because not only is the universe just the living world, the other world, and plenty of other dimensions, that's all contained in one macrocosmic bubble. And there's plenty of other bubbles, and the bubbles that represent the multiverse and the neutral zone. All of this is contained within the entire timeline of Dragon Ball. This would imply that the timelines in their own nature aren't necessarily spatial, but rather abstract. But overall, this would actually mean that Whis' time manipulation doesn't actually just work on a spatio-temporal level, but can actually work on a complete abstract level of manipulating causality.
But you can't do that because you can't have causality if you remove time in space, because there's no cause or effect to have a causality in the first place. Even a causality. Again, I say this. The video, he did a good job defending. It's just his position is putting him in a disadvantage. It's like if I told Macadamia, hold a candle and keep it aflame, and Macadamia says, I'm gonna hold the candle and jump underwater. Huh? You know, it's like it's just making it harder for yourself. Now, if he's arguing Goku is hyperversal, I could say, okay, all right, you could actually cook with that, because you have some sources to say that. But outerversal fundamentally is a concept. It's an idea, rather than a scale. To be honest with you. So, because once you leave the aspect, outerversal is a concept, not a scale. Because once you leave numerical numbers, at that point, things just become so foggy, you can't really get a true scale in that. And that's just a reality, you know? So still give it an 8 out of 10. Because it was still effort, still trying. I would take 1 point off for ad nauseum. I mean, for not ad nauseum, for ad hominem. No need to call the other individual stupid. That loses a point. The other point is arguing from a position where your character is it's not going to be in your favor. It's like if I tried to argue, it's like what Wank Willy was trying to do earlier, where he was trying to argue island level Revy. It's like fundamentally you can't really do it because it just the series is not in your favor. So it's like he's smart, he's very intelligent, but the character itself is going against him. Goku is not designed to be universal by nature. Maybe at the end of the series when he hits true peak he will be, but Goku himself, not the actual Sun Wukong, this Goku from Dragon Ball, may he rest in peace, because he did pass away on my birthday, but Toriyama himself, and I could bet my whole YouTube channel, all my games, I bet my whole skating career and all that, okay, maybe not all of that, but okay, but I put a lot of money down to say, even Koyama, even Toyotaro and Toriyama would say, nah, he ain't universal. He's not designed to be. Zeno is a different story. Grand Prix is a different story. But Goku? No. There would be no need to train. Like, universal is not something you guys could stack. Anyway. At that point, you just argue philosophy. You're not even power scaling anymore. But yeah. Whis is far more powerful than Goku in a cosmology, so he could affect him in a way he technically wants. Correct. I scale Goku to 10th dimensional consistently, or 12, or sometimes 12th dimensional if you want to take the higher end. I wouldn't even say they don't know what universal means. Well, actually, no. It's just, they probably have an idea of what universal is. But I don't think they actually truly understand the complexity of what that truly means when you sit down. So, you know. Tons of authors. Red Dog. You're right, but some authors would actually say the character is universal. Like Jim Shooter would say Beyonder's universal. Because Jim Shooter has said out of his own mouth. Jim Shooter out of his own mouth has even said the Beyonder is omnipotent. This guy. Even he has been like, nah, Beyonder's omnipotent, bro. Like there's nothing that can beat him. So, there's some authors who will actually be like, nah. And like, again, you don't have hard statements like this. It goes into Occam's razor. I could prove Goku is 9th or 10th dimensional with raw scans, and I could do it simply and easy. Okay? When Roz was breaking down Sephiroth being multiversal or like way stronger than just solar system, it's not Roz's fault that Final Fantasy makes it difficult for him to defend that position. Just like it's not the Bleach fans' fault that Bleach makes it hard to defend their position of multiversal Ichigo. Because Bleach and Final Fantasy don't make blatant statements like that. Like, look how blatant this is. Nobody in Final Fantasy, they're never going to come out and say, oh, Sephiroth, such an angelic being, having the ability, but he could see the world as just a comic book. They don't say that. The closest character you get is like Beyonder, Feathering, Goku destroying the universe with a punch. Like, they make it clear in your face. So when you gotta kind of do, when you gotta kind of go into other points to bring it, it's different. That's why, you know, proving, like Prince of Persia. When you have Prince of Persia, you know, it's completely different. But yeah. So like Sargon, it's so clear and vivid. They clearly intended for him to be at that level. They tell you. They're not even breaking character. They're like, oh yeah, we intended that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let it stay there. We are gonna pick this back up. We are gonna be with Downplay Dylan, so you guys get a chance with him, and then we'll bring them all in the stream on the next one. We're gonna be streaming a lot more consistent, so don't worry. We will definitely be diving deeper. But oh, by the way, Zeta, good job on that video. By the way, let's see here. Aslan would easily win Mateo. Just to answer your question. Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. But the reason I bring this scan up is to just talk about blatantly stated versus you got to do digging. Dragon Ball, you got to do digging, but it's still blatantly stated. Whereas Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, some of them are blatantly stated, but some of them are just like you still got to dig. KOF, you could just go straight to the KOF website and it'll just tell you. It will tell you in your face where they stand. So yeah. But yeah, we'll pick back up from there. Exactly. And DBS Manga Goku, that's a good question. I'll have to think on that one because he has a lot more going on. But DBS Manga Goku should scale relative. He probably scale 2 to 3 dimensions lower because because lack of Infinite Zamasu feat. But Infinite Zamasu still said he could destroy timelines or parallel worlds. So if we assume that he literally could, then Goku would scale the same way as he did in the anime, which would be 11, which could be from 10th to 12th dimensional. I'll try Joe Gilan. I'm gonna do some I'm gonna touch base with Roz, and we're gonna kind of take a look at some other things we can use to really help get an idea. But all right, guys, this is gonna be Atari HB. I do gotta head out. It is urgent, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next stream real soon. Our plan is probably gonna see if we could get something going on tomorrow, and if not, worst case scenario, we'll try to pick back up on Monday. All right, with that being said, you guys take care. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh my God, wrong.